Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday morning real estate marketing show with Ruthie Rocks, Ruth Allbrand, and I am Marketing Max. Ruth, what episode is this?
608.
608. Man, already hitting the 600 mark. Incredible.
I didn't know I had so much to talk about.
No doubt. No doubt. All right. So today we have actually two special guests, one returning and one brand new. The new guest is apparently Ruth's what she calls a rising star here in the real estate game here in Las Vegas. Her name is Natasha Kirby, and she's with eXp Realty and on Aaron Taylor's team. Yeah. She's going to come on and talk about what she's doing, how she's accelerating her business in this environment right now. And after that, we're going to have the returning guest, Jeff Gitlin from Jagged Edge Marketing, who's going to talk about how to optimize your Google business page here and how to still use Google as a viable source to, build a brand for your business and have clients find you online. So before we get to our two guests, though, Ruth, what is happening in Las Vegas?
Well, let's get started here. I am going to show everybody what's going on in the stats, put myself in the corner. So big day, we have 27 days of inventory. We haven't had 27 days of inventory for months. But the bad news is the median price jumped up to $405,000. Now I've got a happy face and a frowning face because for buyers, that's not so good. But for people who have equity in their homes, it's wonderful. If you bought a home in January at the median price of $365,000, you're now at $40,000 in equity. So somebody just handed you a $40,000 check, and imagine that. The market is hot. We listed 208 homes yesterday, and I just love that. I was happy a month ago when it went over 100 new listings, but now it's 208. So that is really exciting. We put 123 under contract. We closed 139 and 27 days of inventory. So we are just cooking along. And I'm also keeping track of investors. The non-occupied sales in Las Vegas so far this year is 31% of the market. So that's from January through today. Investors, non-owner occupied, have bought 31% of our inventory. So that's about 44 homes per day that investors are here and they are buying. Now, across the country, these numbers are higher. They are not higher here because if you remember, if you were in real estate when we had the foreclosure crash, investors like Blackstone and other big hedge funds, REITs, real estate investment trusts, they came in and swooped up homes at low prices. I mean, look at 2011 on my chart. I mean, the median price home was $120,000. Well, these fellows were buying homes for $100,000, and so they have been getting cash flow. Rents have been going up, and equity has been going up, and so they are now going into other markets because they have a pretty good business going here. So you don't see so many of the big hedge funds buying homes in that represent the 31%. The 31% is mainly mom and pops, people moving up and renting the home that they moved out of. They're not, the 31% is not the big guys coming in, but the big guys are coming somewhere else. And I'm going to put this down for everybody. And we're going to get Max back on the screen. And we're going to talk about what's going on the strip. And what's happening is the big guys are buying casinos, Max.
Yeah, they are. They're big. And this is the product of what's happening on the interest rate side right now. I mean, all these big hedge funds and private equity guys are flush with cash right now, simply because they're leveraging themselves up with a low interest rate environment. And so when you brought up the topic, what's happening right now is a win-win for One Vegas and the casino operators, and for Blackstone and all these other private equity guys, simply because now they can deploy some cash, right? They have billions of dollars on their books right now in cash, and they have nowhere to put it. And so no better place to put it than into real estate that, potentially could yield them something. So the casinos are selling off of their real estate pieces, right? Which is pretty much dead equity. I mean, if you really think about it, and that's the same thing for individual homeowners too, right? The equity that you have in your home is not necessarily growing. The value of your home is growing, right? But the actual equity and principal in your home that you put in and any additional gains you have isn't growing. I mean, that's not growing at all. So what they're doing is they're deploying that cash to buy up these casinos, and how the casinos win is they unload all this dead equity onto somebody else, right? And then lease it back, so become essentially renters.
Yes.
And capture what I think the number MGM was 300 something like 600 million or something like that, selling off. Do you have the numbers?
Let's see, $17.2 billion deal was Wednesday when VC acquired MGM Resorts.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, these are big numbers. And that's one of the reasons why people need to understand in the real estate community that the hedge funds aren't buying houses, they're buying casinos.
Right.
So they see Las Vegas in a different light.
Absolutely. And that's a vote of confidence on the casino business, really.
Well, they think that, and I'll just interrupt you for a second, because I think Blackstone said, let me see if I have the quote, that they see that Las Vegas is going to continue to thrive and people are going to continue to come here, and they can't think of a better investment right now than the Las Vegas Strip.
Yeah, exactly right. So, I mean, the casino, Blackstone wins because they get lease payments back that are creating cash flow for their investors and their company, right? Because they're borrowing money at next to zero interest rates right now, and then able to get whatever the cap rate is. It's not publicly disclosed, but I'm sure it's anywhere between 8 to 9 to maybe 10% cap rate, maybe, and they'll even do it for 5 right now, because where can you get 5% yield anywhere with money at this point?
And so they're slated to own more than a dozen of the Vegas Strip casinos. That's incredible.
Yeah. And this is a windfall for the casinos, because now they, with the pandemic last year and everything shut down, their debts rose, right? Because they didn't have revenues, and they did a pretty good job, apparently, of reducing costs during this period of time. But now with this restructuring of these real estate deals, they're now infused with more cash that they can use to operate and free up. And now they become operators only instead of landowners.
Yeah, maybe gamblers will get more money now.
Exactly right. Maybe they'll throw some promotions that give you 99.99% of your input on your money back. But this is all good news for Las Vegas, because there's a lot of confidence right now in this town. And my suspicions here with the inventory rise here, Ruth, on the real estate, is just that we're heading into a kind of a slow period of time, right? School is starting again, so people moving, they've already moved, and settled. So, but we'll start to pick up once school kind of finalizes, right around, I think, November, October, November. We're going to probably see a little spike, and maybe inventories go down as less people list their homes and more people start buying again.
Well, here's the stat: 130 people move to Las Vegas every day.
Wow.
So I think the slowdown in the market is actually kind of the summertime blues a little bit, because when I look at last July, it was a little slow as well. And going into August, it slows down, like you said, because of the school thing. But I think it's going to heat back up again, and I think the prices are going to go down a little bit. August 3rd, I did the stats, and the median price as of August 3rd was $389, and I was so happy because it went down from $395. And then this morning I wake up and I find out, I did the stat again, and it went back up to $405. So that's what it was for July, and so far that's what it is for August. But we'll see if it maintains that now, Max, because the number of days of inventory is 27,
right?
And we were averaging 20 days in July, which heated up the market and the price, the price fights that were going on.
Sure.
So we'll see what happens. My prayer is that it goes back down under 400,000 so that more people can buy homes, because like I said, 130 people are moving here every day.
Yeah,
so
that's incredible.
I know it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
I think that's 5.4 an hour.